Hey everybody, here we go. Romans chapter 12, verse 10 today. It's Friday. We've done a whole nother week of devotionals. Hope that it's been great for you. I know I've absolutely loved this. And what we're going to be talking about today is something that you'd probably say is obvious to us. Like this would be an obvious thing, but Paul's talking about it because it's not obvious. Like every day, simple prayer. God, if you have something to say, we're listening. This is what it says in chapter 12, verse 10. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. The first word that comes to my mind is the word humility. And one of the reasons Paul included this verse, and I don't know the guy, I haven't talked to him, but one of the reasons I think he included it is because he is so good at pointing out the things that we miss most often. Ask yourself this question. Have you ever made a poor decision when you were just in the heat of the moment? Maybe you're on the sports field and it's just tempers and the heat and just you want to win and you're close and your tempers are running high and you make a bad decision. You throw an elbow when you shouldn't. You slide someone when you shouldn't. Maybe you're in the meeting space, and things aren't going the way you thought they were going to go. You just got this quarter's numbers. You just got an update, and it's not what you were looking for, not what you expected. Maybe you're at home and you walk in the door as your phone's ringing, and the kid's yelling over there, and then the doorbell starts ringing because someone's coming after you, and then the fire alarm's going off, and it's chaos. It's chaos, and you react. Ah! I've been there. I've 100% been there. Here's the thing: be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Why is that in there? Well, see, back then, when Paul was writing to the people of Rome, not just the church of Rome, the people of Rome, there was a deep cut in the social fabric of those communities. People did not care about one another. They did not consider one another. They did not honor one another above themselves. All they thought about was themselves. It was a very selfish time, very selfish people. And when he says be devoted to one another, he's saying you be as concerned about your neighbor as you're concerned about you. When I was in school, I used to have a friend who took extremely good notes. Her name was Natalie Keene. And I used to borrow her notes all the time. I literally borrowed them all the time. I was a terrible note taker. I'm more of a listen and learn and hop up in front of the room and do a presentation. I was a very poor test taker. I got better over time, but I was very, very poor. And I used to borrow her notes all the time. And she was great. And she actually would let a lot of people borrow her notes. She was an extremely good note taker. And I remember one time I asked her, Natalie, you should be charging money for these. I would pay money for these notes. You could be making a ton of money. And you know what her response was? Her response was, well, I want everyone to do really good. I care that everyone gets good grades and passes, and if I can help, I will. I think we would all say, well, we have that in us. We have that care for the other person, the one another in us. We just don't always live it out. We don't always put it on display. We don't always demonstrate it. Here's my challenge. Think of how today you could actually take a step in honoring someone else above yourself. How you could look out for the needs of your neighbor, or the needs of the people around you, more than you're concerned with the needs for yourself. Now, it might be really small. Write a little handwritten note, throw it off. Maybe for you, you're going to wave someone into traffic instead of you just kind of barreling through. Maybe for you today, if you're in an office, you're going to kind of mingle around the office and see how people are doing instead of waiting for them to come to you. Maybe for you, you're just going to have it on your phone and you're going to send some text message, not like, hey, thank you for doing this, or hey, could you do this for me? I really appreciate it. Just, how's everything going? I hope you're doing well. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for our friendship. Something that puts someone else as the center for a few moments of your time. Now, I know we would say, oh, I do this all the time. I'm totally, I'm not arrogant. I think of other people. Great. Then this will be really easy for you. And if you're I actually don't remember the last time I really did this, then this will be a great exercise. Here's the thing. As you're talking today with, moms, dads, fathers, sons, as a family chatting around the table, maybe share the thing you did that really took a tangible, real step in living out this verse. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Friday, R12. We've been spending the week working on some really cool stuff. I'm really excited for the future. I have high anticipation for what God is going to do through what I believe is one of the greatest organizations for mothers and fathers and sons and daughters in the country. I really believe that. I believe that really big things are going to happen through R12. So be praying for me. Be praying for the national board. We're excited. We anticipate what God's going to do. Be praying with us, for us. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, please reach out. I'd love to connect. I hope you're doing well. Love you guys. We're praying for you, R12. Have a good one.